Good evening, EDL 530. I'm Murphy Post, and my partner is Amy Daigle, and this is our best practices overview. So the plan that we've chosen to go with is an engagement strategy. So first off, as a relevance to learning, we found a quotation from Bowman. The principles embedded in middle school and high school students' video games provide engaging insights into the essence of successful faculty meetings. Video games have a clear and meaningful purpose, a beckoning challenge slightly above one's grasp, a compelling sense of autonomy, evolving opportunities to learn new skills, and continuous feedback. As far as relevance as a school leader, most professionals who meet on a regular basis admit to daydreaming, missing meetings, or missing parts of meetings. A large percentage said they have brought other work to meetings, and some said they have dozed during meetings. So, as we look through this engagement strategy, we think that this applies well as a classroom teacher or as an instructional leader leading those faculty meetings that can be so difficult to keep people's attention.
Okay, so the name of our strategy is called A Day in the Life of. I was introduced to this at a technology intervention for technology coaches, and I think we'll show you how to apply it to multiple things. Quick instructions here. You'll end up with a life board, which I'll show in a minute. Ultimately, you start with your game pieces on the start, you roll the die, you move that number of spaces. You follow the directions with each turn. Once you land on your spot, you will pick up an emoji card, and the emoji card gives you like a question that you have to discuss or answer or talk about with your group. And then the color that you land on indicates like an extra question. So best to show you. So here's the game piece. The players on the start and your die. You would roll your die and move to the color. Your emoji cards would be stacked on that center column there. So the first task is to pick up an emoji card and read the question. And again, these questions will be specific to what you want to do. So the ones I'm getting ready to show you are specific to technology for a technology coach. After you discuss that, your second thing, the task, the color legends, whatever color you're on, gives you kind of a physical piece. We'll show you again. So here's an example of the emoji cards that we use. So when you selected a card, it could be any one of these. So for example, you might have gotten one and you had to say what a specific type of conversation you should intentionally include your administrator in or your staff. Another one, give a snapshot of a day in the life of you as a coach. What activities and conversations did you have? How did this align with your vision? Then you have your color code chart, and I know you can't see the specifics there as well, but some of them would say, oops, your budget didn't work out and now you don't have the technology you plan to use for your coaching day, move back 2 spaces. They're just the reality of things that could happen in any setting. So some applications to apply this for us in a classroom or in a faculty meeting. With a faculty meeting, imagine we're having a faculty meeting about technology. So emoji card questions that we could use if we wanted our staff to actually engage in discussions would be, in what ways do you integrate digital citizenship into student learning? So whoever picked that emoji card has to discuss that answer. It may be good, it may not be good, but they have to discuss it in front of their peers. Another example of emoji card would be, in what ways could you demonstrate global awareness through engaging with other cultures via advanced communication and collaboration tools? As you can see, it could be a broad range of questions, and your faculty would have to engage in small groups. The color question examples, for one, could be the internet has gone down, move back 2 spaces. As we all know, that is usually something that happens to us in education right when you're about to use technology. Another color question in the positive could be, congratulations, you have 100% classroom engagement, move forward 3 spaces.
When we looked at that a counselor could use as a social emotional learning tool, we tried to align this with sort of MTSS procedures. So an emoji card could be, what strategies do you use to self-regulate your temper? What is your best approach at making new friends? And then color question examples could be, you were successful with counting to 10 before responding to an altercation, or you belittled a friend to get a laugh and now your friend's mad at you, move a space back. And if you're a classroom teacher, high school history is my background, so I thought of one for the Civil War. What are 2 primary causes of the American Civil War? What was the impact of the Emancipation Proclamation on the Union's war effort? And then examples of color questions could be, you found an abandoned Confederate campsite, move forward a space, or your unit has suffered an outbreak of influenza. I think we can both relate to that the way this week's gone at our schools, but move backward 2 spaces.
Okay, and so to connect it to Lemauve's strategies, the no opt out technique is the obvious. If you have your teachers or your students in small groups, first of all, the pressure is going to be reduced on each of them. But with the emoji cards having specific questions that you want them to talk about, it means that they can't just say, I don't know, and pass it on. They have to give an opinion. And as you're walking around monitoring, it kind of helps you guide the larger discussion when you come back to a bigger group.
We also see a connection to format matters. So in diverse small groups, so it could be you've got a third grade teacher and a sixth grade teacher, or you have a science teacher and a math teacher, people from different departments, or you've got student groups that don't commonly interact. The emoji cards are designed to where the player will need to answer their question with sort of an elaborate code rather than a restricted code. So format matters fits. And then lastly, begin with the end. This is ultimately a game with big picture objectives that requires other aligned activities and assessments. So, for example, the one that Amy used earlier, technology faculty meeting, you could require the staff to create a digital learning lesson for their students and then present it at the next PLC. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to reading and listening about all of your strategies. Thank you.
Thank you.